land long lost or sold is still their rightful inheritance.
About $1 billion is unclaimed royalty interests that belong to these unknown heirs.
Her name is Eileen Fowler.
I am a crusader.
And a convincing one at that. Fowler says these land-grant families never relinquished their mineral rights when their ancestors sold or were pushed off the property. After energy was discovered, many oil companies made only token attempts to learn who truly retained the rights, a practice Fowler calls grand theft.
At 10. Well, a 100-year-old land dispute is front and center for justices of the Fourth Court of Appeals hearing cases here in Laredo. Today, the justices were at the Webb County Courthouse hearing a land and mineral dispute case that dates back to Spanish times when the King of Spain issued deeds of trust for land here in South Texas. More specifically, whether the heirs of those landowners now have ownership of that land. This was just one of the many cases presented before the justices.
Often come to Webb County at least once or twice a year to hear cases because Webb County sends us the second largest number of appeals.
The final opinion on today's case will not be issued for about another month. Today's oral arguments were heard at the Webb County Courthouse.
They say they've been shortchanged for more than a century and that now it's time for the state to pony up a chunk of the fortune that they have been denied. Fox 26's Greg Rugen explains how thousands of Texans with Spanish blood in their veins are taking their demand for unclaimed cash to the Texas state
There's a land battle going on here in Texas with millions of dollars at stake. It's not about who lives on the land now, rather who lived on it generations ago.
In a story you'll see only on Fox, Greg Rugen explores why thousands of Texans with Spanish blood say the state may owe them a fortune.
We have been chronicling the efforts of Spanish descendants to reclaim energy wealth held by the state of Texas.
And recently, that struggle moved to a Texas courthouse where the ancestors of this state's earliest settlers showed up in force to fight for their rights. Fox 26's Greg Rugen was right there.
We're here to be the voice of our ancestors. Since oil rights were never transmitted, those oil rights remain.
The next witness is, I think it's Ali Shapiro.
Good afternoon to the commission, and thank you for participating in this and hoping to make everything up, righting a wrong that has occurred over the years. I am an heir from multiple land grants from Lopez, Ayala, Hinojosa, Ramirez, Cavazos, and Valle. I have watched my grandmother struggle, tell us stories about how the Spanish came and we are of a different blood and how we have been given certain rights, but they were taken from us. And I'm hoping that this will be a vehicle to correct the situation that has occurred. We had a little discussion just a second ago about how Indian reservations exist because Indian rights were taken from them, but they were given opportunity with their lands to be, they were granted lands, the ability to have free laws, no taxes, casinos, and yet you see us, here we are, original land grantees from the Crown of Spain prior to anybody else coming over, and we don't even have any lands, no reservations, no free education as far as college education, university education, nothing of the sort, no free health care, no Indian Cherokee health care, whatever that is granted to them. And here we stand with families in poverty, have suffered in hardship, nowhere to turn. I was introduced to a member of the ranch family. In fact, he is one of the King Ranch family heirs. And he had the gall to say, to me, I'm sorry about your family. He says, I just want to let you know that it has already been decided. Why are you appearing before and giving testimony if it has already been decided? As he pulls out his iPhone to show me pictures of him and his family with George Bush Sr., George W. Bush, Lady Bush, Barbara Bush, and our own Speaker of the House. Yes, sir.
So you think everybody on this commission is being ruled by those people?
I did not say that.
Oh, but that's the implication, and I resent it. I resent it like you resent everything else that's happened to you and your family. So we can't solve ancient problems.